What's up, ladies and gentlemen? I know you're looking at, Dave in a chair and Timmy Tabala. Where's the boss? Well, the boss, had a family thing come up, so he asked us to take over. And of course, it's been a minute since I've been in the hosting chair, so giving it a shot, trying to get the rust off, that mic rust. But as always, well, this is Unsportsmanlike Conduct, episode 42, and we got a lot to talk about today. NFL, a little bit of NBA, maybe one MLB thing that we can touch lightly on because we're Yankee fans. But as always, on this show more than me is none other than Mr. TT Timmy Tabala.
Yo, what's up? What's going on? I'm just sharing the show out and make sure everybody gets to watch. And we're ready to go. Let's do some sports.
Awesome.
We miss you, boss. We miss you, boss.
Yeah, there's a lot of pressure on us. This is the first show that he's not on, right?
No, didn't we do a show, me and you, before without him?
Oh, yeah, we did. The one I was in the car.
Yeah, we did one.
I was in the car, yes, I remember.
It's all right. Dave, you're doing a great job. It's all coming back to you. Don't worry about it.
Like Celine Dion, baby.
I'll play producer, you play host. We're all good.
All right, so let's, I guess, jump into a little bit of NBA talk. And recently, the third fan return votes for the All-Star voting for the starters came out. And what it's looking like right now for the Western Conference. So now how they did it is, I'm not sure if you know how the new format is, Timmy. Before it would be like one person that was a center, one person was the forward, like the small forward, power forward, like it would be from that category. Now what they did is just the front court and the back court. So it can be three forwards that make it and no center makes it as a starter. And the guards, it can be 2 point guards rather than a point guard and a shooting guard. So that's how they changed it up. So right now, and obviously you have the draft that they do where the top getter, the top two from each conference get to pick one. Like it's not now West versus East. Now they get to pick their teams kind of like old school basketball, like in high school or like in a gym where you pick a guy, then someone picks another guy, and then another guy, and then another guy.
Ah, that means I'd be last. That sucks.
Well, I mean, James Harden was last year, so it's not always a bad thing. It's a lot of talent.
That's true.
So I'll go over like what the third fan returns were, and in the Western Conference for the front court, the number one is none other than LeBron James with 6 million votes, and right now he is leading everyone in both conferences, meaning that he would get the first pick in and whenever they do the draft, and he's gotten that pick already like since they started doing this. So I think this is gonna be like year 4 or 5. So it's like the fans love LeBron, even though I know Timmy, you have your grievances against LeBron James.
I have a grievance against the entire game nowadays, but we'll let that go.
All right. So then after LeBron, we have the reigning, defending MVP, Nikola Jokic, at number 2. At number 3, we have another Laker, and that is Anthony Davis, who was closely followed behind Zion Williamson. By less than 100,000 votes. Wow. So that's going to be a tight race there. Then the guards we have starting would be Steph Curry. He's the third most votes, and then right behind him is Luka Doncic, which I'm actually surprised. Man, yeah, this is crazy because number 3 is Ja Morant, and Ja's been having a phenomenal year, some incredible highlights, and he is 3 million votes away from the number 2 spot from Luka. That just tells you how stacked those guards are in the West. Thank you, boss. So that's what that's looking like. So it'd be LeBron, Jokic, Davis, Curry, and Doncic at the moment if the All Star game were to be settled now. For the East, the front court has Giannis Antetokounmpo at number one. He is the second vote getter, and he's behind LeBron James by close to 400,000 votes. Then we have Kevin Durant at 5,000. Oh my God, 5,800,000 votes, and then Jason Tatum from the Celtics, your team, Timmy.
Word.
So you guys will be represented there most likely, because. But then you have Embiid right at number four, so it's like this is man, this is gonna be a tough race there for the top three. Then the guards, number one is your other boy, Kyrie Irving, leading the guards, and number two is Donovan Mitchell. So I mean, as of right now, I think this is gonna be a little tough. The way it's looking on both sides, just because someone like Embiid, his numbers are phenomenal. He's still like in the MVP chase. So is Jason Tatum. So is your Giannis's. So it's like I don't know how you would fix something like this, where maybe the three front court and the two back court don't work as much as just position wise.
Now, is
But
this just to spice things up, like to change? Is this like a because most All Star games are just meaningless? So is like the end like the NFL gave up. They're having games and they're just having fun with it this year. Is this kind of like the same thing? The NBA's trying to spice it up a little bit, make it mean
yeah,
something.
yeah. So not so much mean something, but just get people excited for it. So what they did when they started this was the picking of teams, the front court and the guards, and what they do for the game now, because what the game used to be would just be no defense, just blowout
Oh yeah.
and like 200 points. No one's playing defense, which still happens a little bit. But what they did is they divided each quarter. So the first quarter, it's basically one game. Whoever wins that, their charity gets, I think it's like 100K or something like that. But then that goes into like a total score. Then the second quarter, it goes back to 0-0. Whoever wins that quarter, again, 100K. I think it's 100K. I might be wrong. It might be a little more. 100K for charity. And then that total score goes to now, I mean, that the second quarter now goes to the total score. Third quarter is the same thing. But now the fourth quarter, let's say the score is 112 West, 108 East. Now what it is, it's the first team to. So let's say the West just has to score 24 points now because of Kobe. They did this after everything happened with Kobe. So now the West would have to score 24 points. The East would have to score 24 points plus they would have to get ahead of the West. And
Wow.
it's not timed. And then what has happened the last few years is that fourth quarter is the most exciting quarter out of all of them because they're playing defense. Because now it's not like whoever scores like 50 or whatever. Now it's like all right, whoever gets to 24, and some are trying to catch up, trying to make sure that they can get that 100K for their charity or whatever. So they've made it more meaningful, even though
That's
like
good.
in the long run it doesn't mean anything.
That's still good though. It makes it more interesting. Like you
Yeah.
said, not just a 170, 160 game where it's like, all right, we get it. You guys can score. Big deal.
Exactly, and where the last couple of minutes you're like, oh, it doesn't really matter. This is like, okay, they're at 20, and this other team is still at 11. Well, now they know they need to catch up, and they start playing more defense, and you just see like all these all stars really go off in that fourth quarter.
Nice. That's pretty cool.
Yeah. So I like that aspect to it. I think that's definitely changed it and made it more exciting because I remember before to be like I'd watch maybe like the first two quarters and then I'd turn it off because it just wasn't exciting. Like, yeah, you can score, but it's like, how fun is it to like dunk 50 times or shoot from like half court like 5, 7 times? Like, it gets old after a point. You want
I,
to see defense.
I can't remember the last All Star game I watched. I try to watch the dunk and the free throw and the team competitions. Those I enjoy. Last All Star shit.
See, that's what
I
it
don't
is.
even
Saturday
remember even.
night, Saturday was always like what got everyone watching.
Yeah.
Even sometimes like, well, they also changed the rookie game. So the rookie game used to be the rookies versus the sophomores, and most of the times the sophomores would always womp on the rookies. So what they did, which is still, I don't know if that was if it fixed it because I think I watch it even less now. What they did was they do still the rookie sophomore sort of, but then they do like the world versus USA.
Oh, okay.
So they'll get like all like now there's a bunch of rookies and stuff from like Canada and Spain and Slovenia, like all these other ones, and then they'll do the rookies from the U.S.
Okay,
and then
that's
they'll
pretty cool.
face off and do that.
That's not bad. That's might be interesting to watch. I'm gonna have to check it out if I can. Well, now with halfway through, who's your picks? Who do you got picked for the finals right as of right now, heading into like the half of the season?
The finals,
Who you liking in the finals right now?
man, that's a toughie because I, I feel like no one right now is really like the East is too stacked. I feel like the East right now. The Celtics are in first place, but I feel like the 76ers, if they like just continue on the momentum they're going, they might be able to figure it out and beat as a monster. And I don't think really anyone on the Celtics could stop them. And then you have the Bucks that still have Giannis and that three-headed monster with Chris Middleton and Holiday, where Giannis is still also putting up disgusting numbers, MVP numbers. And then, but then you also have your sleepers. You have your Nets that if Kyrie and Kevin Durant both can stay healthy, they're gonna be tough to deal with. You have the Cavaliers, who 1 through 5 kind of remind me a little bit of a Detroit Pistons from like the 2000s, where no one was really a superstar. Even though some people will say Donovan Mitchell is a superstar, no one's really like that. Like LeBron James, like top 10 NBA player, but they all are good at their positions.
Mm-hmm.
They're all really good defensively. They can score. So it's rough. If I had to pick one of them, I'm just gonna go on gut because I feel like maybe he's gonna do better this year in the playoffs. So I'm gonna go Sixers in the finals for the East, and then the West. I mean, the West is. But how about I read the top 8 teams for you, and you tell me if you would expect this. So one is the Nuggets. Number two is the Grizzlies. Number three is the Sacramento Kings. Number four is the New Orleans Pelicans. Number five is the Dallas Mavericks. Number six is the defending NBA champion Warriors. Seven is the Utah Jazz, and eight are the LA Clippers.
I didn't even know Vancouver was still a team. That shows you one thing. We got Pelicans and Grizzlies. I didn't even know the Grizzlies were a team still.
Yeah. And the Sacramento Kings, who have been just utter garbage for like the last like God knows since like Mike Bibby was over there. What
What's
up,
up,
Gummy?
Chris? Happy birthday.
Oh, happy birthday! Yeah. The Kings, who since like Mike Bibby and Chris Webber all left, haven't been irrelevant, and they're right now in third with honestly like again a bunch of like young guys, not any superstars. They're just getting it done.
Which
They'll
is
fire it
exciting.
up.
That's exciting to watch. Now, let me ask you another question real quick before we switch. Um, we don't have the blockbuster NBA deadline trades anymore. Is there a possibility we'll get one this year? And who do you think would be on the move?
So we could have had it if I think the Nets imploded like a lot of people thought they would because in the offseason it was all that Kevin Durant like I want out, and then they fire Nash, and then he's like okay I'll stay put because I'm gonna get more input or whatever. So and then obviously the Kyrie stuff as well about trading him maybe. So they haven't imploded. They've been actually doing well. Like I said, they're fourth in the East. So I don't really see anything big happening. I know the Heat want to do something, but there's no one out there right now that's a game changer, someone that's not happy, or one of these teams that are like, oh, we're going to save it for like something else. Unless, no, is that there really isn't anyone out there. Because even like a young team, unless a young team like the Thunder, who right now they're in the ninth seed and they think they can make a push, they have a ton of draft picks for the next like 3 years. They can maybe want to make a move, but it doesn't seem like they will just because I think they're trying to build like another or find their like KD, Harden, Russell Westbrook in the draft again and try to make that happen again with all the draft picks they have. They have like 8 draft picks in the next like 3 years. It's ridiculous.
I mean, like number ones, you mean, or number
Like
twos?
for like they have their own picks, right? So whatever they end up on, and then they have picks from the Clippers from when they traded Paul George over there. Then they have picks from the Heat. I forgot for who was it that we ended up giving them picks for. And there's another team that they have. I think. Oh, the what's his team? The Warriors. I think they also have some of their picks. They have a crap ton of picks. Like if you look at the draft board, like what can be the possibility, they have the most picks. So
Nice.
they're gonna be able to draft more guys, more younger guys, or trade up and get like the best player. Like if they want to like trade their two picks or whatever.
Sweet. That's
Um,
good.
so
So
yeah,
that,
from the West, I'll say Grizzlies just because I like Ja, but I don't see that team going too far.
76ers versus the Grizzlies. You heard it here first, folks.
If that happens, but I do have one more NBA thing, and it's a little bit fun. So I think you're gonna agree with this tweet. So Stan Van Gundy, former NBA coach, he tweeted a couple days ago. Well, actually, 2 days ago, he tweeted this: '90s NBA teams have had just a trainer and a strength coach. They practiced more often and harder and played more back to backs. Teams now have a huge medical and performance staffs and value rest over practice. Yet injuries and games missed are way up. Something's not working. So he tweets that out. I'm pretty sure you agree with this
I agree,
because
thousand percent.
no one was getting any of these resting days, not playing back to back situation. So Kevin Durant, Mr. Twitter Fingers himself, decided to tweet at him. But what happens is what's funny. So he goes to him, Stan spitting. If Do you know what that means, Timmy?
Yeah, he's spitting. Yeah, I know. Yeah.
So he's agreeing with him,
Mm-hmm.
right? So Stan Van Gundy is apparently not hip with the lingo nowadays. So he tweets back at KD and goes, "No, I'm not criticizing players. I'm saying that we're getting something wrong in how we prepare and train players. We can't do anything about injuries like yours. He fell on your leg. But all of these groin, hamstring injuries, etc., shouldn't be happening as much as they are." So then KD responds again to him, and he's like, "Stan, I agree with you. LOL." And it's just funny because like KD, like you sometimes KD, I mean he's known to like get tweet back at other people like and be like, hey, like you just talk back to them and talk bad about him. But he was agreeing with Stan, and Stan was like, "Oh no, like KD, that's not what I'm saying." Like it was just a really funny moment,
You don't.
and
You don't get the lingo. You don't get the
exa-
lingo. That's all it is.
exactly. So it was just funny. Like Stan spitting, he's like, "No," like he must have been like, "Oh God, I just pissed off Kevin Durant. I'm gonna get
That
the
is
wrath
pretty.
now."
That is pretty funny. No, I agree with that 1,000%. Imagine seriously coming to the 80 Celtics, the Bulls, the Lakers, and you telling Jordan, Magic, or Bird, one of those guys, oh yeah, my contract says I don't play 2 games in a row. You think you're going to be on that team much long? Jordan will have your ass out of there fast. Bird, Matt, they'll whip
Oh
your
yeah,
ass. Like, what are
any
you
of those
talking
Celtics
about?
teams.
Well,
McHale would have said something.
I don't play 2 days in a row. What the fuck? What are you talking about?
Or if they would have told him like, "Hey, no, take this game off." Like, I'm like,
Yeah.
"No, I'm gonna go play."
Yeah, are you kidding me? These are guys who, especially Bird, who his career got cut short because of his bad back. You think he's gonna? Yeah, I'll take this game off. No, no, it's absolutely insane. This is why I have a problem with the game. I put on the Celtics and the Warriors before, and we said the same thing. It all looks like traveling to me. I get I'm old. What do you want me to do?
Look, well,
I see that as an old game now. It does. It all seems like it's just that's like 5 steps. That looks like 4. I mean, I'm wrong, but
no, no, no. But funny enough, there's a I don't know if you've run across him on Twitter. I mean, yeah, no, TikTok. There's a TikToker that I forgot what his name is, but I saw a video today of him. But he watches NBA games, and I think he's like snitching a ref or something like that. And he watches games, and he'll like stop like watching the game. Let's say it's like Steph Curry or John Moran, and he'll be like, travel, carry, travel, and he'll show it, and yeah, it's like carry and a travel.
does carry even
But
exist anymore?
no one calls carry. I think
That's
the
the
amount of
first time
times they
I've
call
heard that,
carry.
and that's the first time I heard that in 30 years, Dave. I swear to God, I even forgot that was a fucking foul. Wow,
Yeah,
carrying. I haven't heard that in a long time.
yeah. You barely see any of those calls any of those calls. Carry, you barely see any ref do this. Like, it's so rare you see him say carry.
Wow, that's
And
right.
travel too.
No, that there was the dude. He took like 5 steps before he shot the ball. No one said anything. I was like,
But
what am I looking at? What am I
there,
looking at here?
I think it was either last year or the year before. There's a clip of LeBron James bringing the ball down the court, right? And he has the ball like this, like sorry, like that, and he takes like 3 steps, and then he proceeds to dribble it again, and the defender looks at the ref and he's like, did you not just see him take 3 steps without a dribble? Like, and it wasn't like it was quick. Like, no, he was like walking, like he was a butler, like about to serve up a platter. That's what it looked like, and no travel was called. I was like, bro, that's insane
And
that they
this
don't
is
call it.
why I have a problem with the game today. But okay, I'm still gonna try to support my team.
Absolutely. So, well, I guess before we move on to NFL, there was a sad departure for the New York Yankees.
Not really.
Chapman went to the Royals. How are you feeling about this, Timmy?
Oh,
Disappointed, sad that our great closer is, no longer
yeah,
with us.
what's the good Green Day song? Good riddance. It's called Good Riddance. I hope you had the time of your life, but good goddamn riddance. No, I wasn't a fan of his for a couple of years. Actually, I didn't like when they re-signed him. I don't think he's trustworthy. Um, Everyone's like, well, 102, 103, 104. Yeah, but it's right down the middle most times. He lost a lot of movement. It's and I don't blame him for the Astros thing because I do believe that was 100% cheating.
Yeah.
So I'm not going to blame him for that. But yeah, he definitely lost it the last couple of years. So you know what? I hope he's good in the Royals. I hope he's successful. But I'm happy. I'm happy he's gone. Trying to get somebody new in there. I mean, I'd like
No,
the Yankees to have an established closer, not do a 15-man alternate. Who's this guy's going to close this week? This guy's going to close this week, and we'll see what happens. So
paper, scissors, rock.
yeah, who's going to close this week? They don't have a definitive closer right now, but I'm glad Chapman's gone. Hey, I wish him well though. I don't really hate the guy. Just it was time for him to go.
No, I agree with you. So I always liked Chapman. Back from when he was in not the Cardinals, the Reds.
The red jail.
I really enjoyed him there. Like I thought, like just seeing him pitch this 102 mile an hour, just like easy. I was like, man, this guy's impressive. And then when he won with the Cubs, like he was very pivotal to that World Series. So when
Hmm.
he came here, I was excited. I was like, okay, we got a closer now again after Mo left. I was excited, and then obviously, like you said, I feel like we did get cheated against the Astros because uh, we're not gonna go into that right now, but
No.
we got cheated. But yeah, I feel like he has been a distraction the last couple years, and especially last postseason, not showing up.
Yeah.
Like, come on, man. This is the most important time of the year, and you're not gonna show up to a training. Come on. That just shows like where your mentality's at, and you don't really care about winning, or you don't think we're gonna win. So I feel like I wouldn't want that in my organization. Like I said, I don't like you said, I don't wish him any bad. Like I liked him a lot. But yeah, it was time for him to go. He had to get to stepping.
I agree. And he did get us a lot of good rookie. Remember we had him. We traded him to the Cubs for good rookies. Then we got him
We're
back for
back.
free agency. So I mean, we definitely didn't lose in that deal.
No.
So it's all right. But you know what? Good luck. But like I said, good riddance. So you got to go. And it saves us a shitload of money too.
Yep. Chuck up the deuces there. And oh well, I guess going back into I saw I guess it was, I don't know if it was real. I saw it on Instagram. Um, it was A Rod saying something about Aaron Judge,
Oh God.
and it was like, oh man, I wish I still had it.
To
But it
A-Rod,
said,
it's something stupid. It's like, why do you got to make it so hard, A-Rod? Why do you got to make it so hard?
"Oh man, I gotta look up this quote because I saw it and
Look
I
it
was
up.
like, it
It's
was
it's like
so
we're
funny."
trying to forgive you. We're trying to be cool with you, and you run your mouth constantly. And this is just shut up. If he
Oh
didn't
man,
talk for like 5 years, people would start coming around. Oh yeah, A-Rod. Yeah, I understand he had a bad time, but okay. No, every year he finds a way to fucking be hated again.
I'm gonna always love A Rod no matter what. So he can say no wrong to me. But basically, it was something to the regards of like Aaron Judge needs to focus more on, instead of like a $200 million contract, getting out of striking out 200 times in a year. It was something to that extent.
Well, he's not fucking Giancarlo Stanton. I mean, the guy just hit 317 with 60 fucking plus home runs. It's okay when you strike out that many times with those numbers, but when you're Giancarlo Stanton and you're batting 212 and striking out 200 times, that's the problem.
I mean, he's got how you what like 30 home runs at least.
Who Stanton?
Yeah,
Oh,
for
don't be
Stan
such a
has.
homer. Don't be such a Marlins homer for Stanton.
Come on, man. I gotta say he went from one team to the other one. Like I had to support him.
Well, but we know what when Stanton. See, I hate when Stanton strikes out. He strikes out. Like it's the ugliest swing you've
It
ever seen in the
is.
yellow, and
It's like it wasn't even close.
it's always low and outside, low and outside. The dude can that pitch is his kryptonite. Every pitch should be low. If I was a pitcher, I'd be like, watch this, three pitches, low and outside, low, fucking strike three. It's done.
Yeah, I
So
feel, I don't know why he's never worked on that part of like get better at it. Like obviously we know if it's gonna be down the middle and he gets it, that thing is gone.
oh yeah,
Like he's blasting that to the next town. But just we have to work on like everything else. Like if it's low and outside, like refrain yourself from swinging or learn to hit it.
it's horrible. It's horrible. Chris, we're getting there. We're getting there next. We're
All
gonna
right,
jump into the NFL now, Chris.
you know what time it is.
It is time. We want to go over last week's scores real quick.
You have them.
I got them.
All right, let's do
We,
it.
we, we, we could do a quick discussion about them real quick. Yeah, so last week, wild card round, first game on the Saturday. The 49ers, 41-23 over the Seahawks. I think we both picked the 49ers, right?
Yes,
We
we
did. I'm
did.
not sure. I think the boss did also. Yeah, this game
I,
started out a
I
little
could put
slow.
I could pull that up for you.
Oh, it started out a little slow.
Well, slow and
Uh,
competitive, cause
yeah, but it was competitive in the beginning, but then the 49ers just pulled away, and Gino became Gino, and that was the end of that game. So
Gino was Gino the first half too.
no, he was the fake Gino that we saw this year,
He was not the fake Gino.
and then he became the real Gino that we're all used to, the Jets Gino.
The Jets Gino.
Late game. Now this was a game. This was the game that I don't care who you are. I don't care. Even those diehard Jaguars fan said no fucking way was this going to happen.
It was
The
the fraudulent
Chargers,
game.
Chargers, up. What were they up exactly? 24-0. Or were they
Was
up
it
30-0?
24?
I think it was 24.
Yeah, it might have been that.
24-0. Lose to the Jacksonville Jaguars 31-30. Talk about a tale of two halves. Trevor Lawrence, the fraud, according to somebody, four
Fraud.
interceptions in the first half, lit them up in the second.
Three to one guy. Three to Asante Samuels Jr.
Wow. I mean that was an incredible, incredible thing to watch. It was just I was like, there's no way this is gonna happen. And it freaking happened.
Yeah. So for me, for example, I started like watching a little bit of the game, and then once I just saw like it was starting to get a blowout, I was like, oh, okay, never mind. I'm done watching this. I went to go watch Miss Universe, USA by the way, champs. So then we feel like the Miss Universe finished. So then I was like, okay, let's go back to the game. Go back to the game, and I see that it's 30-28, and the Jaguars are just coming down, and I'm like, wait, no, like what just happened? How did they do this? And I was like, okay, in my mind, I don't know, you can tell me if I'm wrong. I saw that they were marching down. They had this momentum, 27-0. They had this momentum, and I was like, you know what? If I'm the Cardinals, if I'm the Chargers, I'm just letting them score. Like, go ahead, score the touchdown. I'm gonna trust Herbert to come back and do something. I'd rather have a chance than not have a chance at all.
Mm-hmm.
And nope, I was like, oh, this is gonna be a mistake. And then boom, they just kicked that field goal to win the game.
But imagine that scoring 27 points in the first half and being held to three while the Jaguars scored 31 points on you. I mean, I'm surprised they still have a coach.
Well,
So
they fired
honestly,
the OC.
we fired the OC and the quarterback's coach, right?
Yeah, which again, I perfect sense, man. I don't understand how you just blow that lead.
Yeah, I don't get it either.
Not that
Um,
was no, what, like the sixth game this year that the Jaguars have been down like double digits in the
almost,
fourth quarter.
I want to say in a row too. Is that them? They're the ones who keep winning in a row.
I don't know. Maybe it is because they're on a win streak right now. They
Yeah,
haven't lost in a couple weeks.
and
So
I think every game that they've won that win streak, they were down at some point. So
so Chargers
that's
not run the
crazy.
ball at all, and that costs. And I don't get. You have Eckler. It's not like you have Brashard Penny back there. Like
Let's go on to Sunday. Sunday. Again, we thought. Well, I mean, I don't know about you down there in Miami, but I thought this was going to be a blowout. I
I think
thought,
we all did.
I thought no Tua, no, not even a second string quarterback. I thought the Bills were going to run all over this team. Dolphins put up a hell of a fight, man. Bills ended up holding on 34-31. Josh Allen was too much in the end, and that defense came up big. Um, so what are your impressions then, Dave? What's Miami's impression of your third string quarterback?
So I mean,
And,
honestly,
and in other words, who's quarterbacking the Dolphins next year?
oh, not Skylar Thompson. Well, but I don't know if it's gonna be Tua either because I don't know how bad his injury is. Like I feel like even if let's say they would have beat the Bills, I still don't think Tua would have been cleared to play this week.
No, he's not. He's
But
done. He's done for the year, I think.
like, how do you get three concussions in a season and just like
No,
it
he's done.
just
He's done.
so I don't know if he's done forever. I think they definitely need to reevaluate that. But the everyone here in Miami basically that is a Dolphins fan because I'm not has basically said that if Tua was playing, it wouldn't have even been a close game. That the Bills would have got destroyed, and I don't know where this delusion comes from. I don't know if it's still a delusion from 1972 where half these people weren't even born, but they really think they would have beat the Bills. I'm like,
Can I say, Dave? That's one of the things that drives me insane. When some like 15-year-old kid be like, "Dude, only undefeated team." Dude, you weren't even born yet. Your parents weren't even alive. What the fuck are you? You can't brag about that. You can't brag about that. You can't brag. That's like me saying, "Dude, man, Babe Ruth, 60 home runs." Dude, I can't. I can't. I wasn't there. It doesn't mean anything to me. You know, I can say Yankees have 27 champions, but I really talk about the ones that I was alive. I can't talk about 1952. It doesn't mean anything to me. So these idiots, these 15-year-old, Dolphins back in '72 with shut up. You don't know who Larry Zonk is. Shut your mouth. You don't know anything.
Warren Moon, you don't know those guys.
Yeah, you
Come
don't
on
know those
now.
guys. You know Don Shula and Dan Marino. That's it. And Ace Ventura. You don't know nothing else. Just
Hey,
don't talk.
what was the kicker?
Yeah, don't. Yeah, Ray Frankel.
Ray Finkel.
Don't come to me with Larry Zonka talk. You don't know who Larry Zonka is. I don't want to hear it from you.
Oh man.
Um, Sunday night was a big night for us. Well, the middle game, I should say.
Sunday afternoon.
Giants with the upset over the Minnesota. Not to us. We all picked the Giants. We were all smart. 31-24 over the Vikings. We spent a lot of time with this game on yesterday. We won't get too deep into this game, but um, yeah, screw that. We all picked the Giants. We had confidence after what we played them a couple weeks ago. We knew we could beat them, and we did. Skull.
And like I admitted yesterday, the little bit that I was on, we stomped you out. Danny Dimes, DJ showed up first playoff game and made an impression. So much of an impression that he has Emmanuel Chua apologizing for not talking about him. Not that
Yep.
he talked bad about him,
Just
for
not
not
ignoring
talking
him.
about it. Yeah.
Ignoring him. Yeah, that was great. That was great. A lot of people have shut their mouth now, which I'm very happy about. Except you. I want you to keep talking shit because it seems to
Oh,
work.
I'm absolutely gonna keep talking shit.
And then
Apparently,
we
that's the motivation. I said that's the fire he needs. That I'm gonna get a Danny Dimes tattoo.
Yeah, the Sunday night game, the late game, which again, another thing I thought was going to be a blowout when you don't have Lamar Jackson playing, but the Ravens hung in there tightly. Bengals hold on to win 24-17. I was expecting a blowout. Were you expecting a blowout too in this one?
Absolutely, I think it was they were favored by 8,
Yeah,
and I was talking to my friend. I was like, oh yeah, I would take that 8 for sure. Like they're not gonna lose that game. And if it wasn't for that fumble, maybe the Bengals don't win
yeah,
because that would have been a turnaround. The Ravens would have had 24. The Bengals would have had 17. And I mean, I trust that Joe Burrow would have tied the game up, but that momentum shift, I think that completely killed the Ravens. That
yeah.
99-yard fumble return, like you were right there.
and instead you got a 93-yard return touchdown, fumble return for a lineman. Which, as a lineman myself, I love watching linemen run 93 yards, and then sit down and get that big tank of oxygen.
Yeah, just like
Yeah, you need it. You need it.
well
Uh,
worth it.
and of course, the Monday night game, which is sad for all of us because the Cowboys won, and they won very handily. This again wasn't even close. 31-14 over the Bucks. Tom Brady's Tampa Bay farewell swan song. I think he's going to play next year, but definitely not going to play in Tampa.
Yeah, I don't think so either.
And I'm going to tell you, Dave, I'm going to give you two words why Tampa Bay lost this game. Todd Bowles is one of the worst head coaches in the history of football. If Bruce Arians was still running this team, they would have beat the Cowboys.
So you think he's a better OC than a head coach?
I don't even think he's a good OC. I just think he's horrible. That's just my personal opinion. Maybe I'm wrong, but he doesn't have that fire. He has that same face. That's his face every game. That's it. He doesn't do anything. His face is the same whether they're up by 10, down by 10. It doesn't matter. He's the same stupid face on. I think he's a terrible coach. I think he showed it this year that he's a terrible coach. But Byron Leftwich took the heat for him because guess what? He got fired already. And he's
Yeah.
already on his way to another job, which I think is going to be, I don't know. We'll speculate on that next week, maybe.
Yeah, that
So,
does look. Yeah, I don't think Tom ends up there. I mean, stays in Tampa either. I think he's gonna go to one of these destinations that he wanted to go to. Uh, but how about what is it? Brett Maher missing four extra points. That is just insane. My favorite thing about that, I think it was after what, like the third one, from Peyton and Eli. Peyton just stands up and he's like, "What the? Like how
he
can?"
walked off. He walked off.
It's like you've never seen that happen.
No,
Four.
4 times. Yeah, and I guess this is what the NFL wanted when they pushed the extra point back. Maybe, but those weren't. Some of them weren't even close.
No, yeah, some of them were just like wide left. Like, what were you doing?
It's like I don't know what the hell that guy was thinking. It was horrible, but the Cowboys advance, which brings us, Dave. I don't know if you want to say the famous words of what this brings us to. You know what it brings us to.
How about them Cowboys?
No, this brings us to our world famous
Picks.
divisional picks for this week.
I tried to look up the standings, but I couldn't find the article on the website, so I don't know where the boss put it. The last thing I see here is week 18
What do you mean for this week? You mean?
for last week to see like what the standings were.
Oh, I have
I
no idea
couldn't
what the
find it.
standing is. I know I went 5-1. The Cowboys, the Bucks fucked me
Yeah, I think I went 4-2,
4-2.
something like that. Because I know I got the Bucks wrong, and I got the Jaguars.
No, I picked the Jags. Yeah, I lost the stupid Bucks. But this is it though. This week, if I don't catch Steve this week, it's done. No
Is
one's
it
catching him.
how many back were you? You've done
Uh,
three, so now you'd be two back.
I don't know. I don't know because he went what 4-2.
Yeah, he was with me.
Oh, and I went 5-1. Oh yeah, okay. So I did gain a game.
Yeah, exactly. So I think if you still have a chance,
We have to disagree a
now
lot this week.
you would have to if you guys even out this week, you would basically have to go opposing him for the next three games because it'd be the championship games and the
Hmm.
Super Bowl.
Damn it.
Unless we're throwing Pro Bowl in
And that's hard. Yeah,
there.
we'll throw the quarterback challenge in there. All right. Well, we'll see. What's coming down to the wire. I'm just happy I'm in the top. That's all.
Of
And
course not.
last year's champion is nowhere to be found. So,
Yeah.
but he's studying for the bar, so we'll forgive him for that. First game, Dave. Saturday, 4:30. Ooh, ooh.
Jags and Chiefs. This is a toughie here. I know I said it last week, and I know the Jazz keep coming back. I kind of want to see Tony Khan get that WWE Championship belt. I kind of want to see it happen, but I don't know if they can beat the Chiefs. I don't know if the Chiefs will allow them to come back, but stranger things have happened. And I mean the fraud might show up next week. Who knows? Well, on Saturday. But I'll play it safe here. I will go the Kansas City Chiefs.
Uh, you think by 9 too? You like that spread?
I don't like that spread, but I wouldn't be surprised.
Yeah, with the Chiefs, you can't trust them. I would love nothing more than to watch Patrick Mahomes and Travis Kelsey lose because nothing makes me happier than when they're sad and they're miserable. 'Cause I can't stand the both of them. I just can't stand looking at them.
What? Why?
I, I hate them. I hate their faces. I hate when they're happy. It upsets me, especially Travis Kelsey.
I like
Something about
Travis
him
Kelsey.
that drives me. No, I can't stand it. He's an arrogant prick, and I
So,
can't. I love when he's miserable.
so you wouldn't want him in Big Blue?
Of course, I want him in Big Blue, but that
No.
doesn't mean that doesn't mean anything. But yeah, I just don't like them. I don't like them. They're just too arrogant. So I said when they lose, it makes me happy. But they ain't losing this week. I don't think the fraud shows up this week, but I just think the magic comes to a stop. But this is going to be a good team, man. With Ridley coming in next year, if they have a good draft, Jaguars are going to be no shit next year.
Absolutely.
But I am also going to pick the Kansas City Chiefs. Are we supposed to be writing these down? I'll just email. We'll email the boss
Yeah, we'll
later.
email the boss.
I ain't gonna bother doing
He
it.
can just go ahead and play the replay again
You
on
can
YouTube.
replay it. You should replay and watch every minute of this. Next up, Saturday night, a game that's very personal to us. We made our picks for this game last night, including score. We got the Giants at the Philadelphia Eagles. Philly is favored by 7.5. One thing I didn't say yesterday, I'll say right now: the Giants are going to cover that spread. Why? Because they're going to win. They're going to win.
Oh man, I hope so. That's a pretty big spread. That's actually what the smallest spread though from the three games, right?
No, smallest, no.
No, no, I meant
Uh,
like from the Giants Eagles games
oh
this
yeah,
season.
yeah, 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 yeah,
Because I think the
definitely.
first one was like 13, and then the last one was also like 9 or something like that.
Yeah, this is definitely the closest one. Yeah,
It's progress, and I
it
will
is.
take it.
It is. But I explained it yesterday on We Stomped You Out. By the way, if you're a Giants fan, go back and watch We Stomped You Out. It's hard to beat a team 3 times in a row. I think we have that momentum that we need to beat them the third time. This isn't the same team we were in game one. We're starting people that we didn't start in game two. So I have a legit, and just, I don't care how hurts he's been out. Whether it's pain or it's rust, it sucks for him being out. So I think we have a legitimate shot that we can beat them. So I am going to say we beat them. And what did I say yesterday? 28-24. I think I said. No, 28-27. I think I said yesterday.
You said something close.
It's close. It's going to be close.
I know my score was 28-32 was
32,
my
yeah.
score. So obviously picking the Giants. Now, do you think that Dable in this game, everything that he's done in the playbook, he should just throw it out and he has to come up with some new game plans for this team since they've seen us already twice before?
I do. I do. I think both teams do when you face a team for the third time. But yeah, I think this is where we're going to start pulling out the double reverse, flea flicker, fucking kind of crazy plays, or at least just get a little bit more inventive with the playbook. Because the one thing the Giants haven't been is inventive. You know, like you said, but the reason they've been successful is because they put the team around what Daniel Jones can do. They mold the team around what Saquon can do and what this offensive line can do.
Yeah.
They got to keep doing that. But now with the how do you call it, with the ascension of Hodgins being as good as he is, Slayton, despite the one drop, is still catching the ball. He's on fire. Bellinger's getting healthier now. We could
And
be a little bit more inventive with the playbook. So
I mean,
I do think they come up with some new stuff this week.
yeah, I mean last week they used Saquon more in the passing game than in the running game,
Yep.
and that helped us out a lot.
Yeah. And I said you don't expect it. They're expecting Saquon run, 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 run. I mean, see, that's the one beauty about last week. Last week, it's usually the run sets up the pass. That wasn't us last week. It was the pass setting up the run because it was pass, 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 hand off to Saquon for 10. Pass, 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 hand off. Saquon gets 12. Pass, pass, pass. Saquon runs for 25-yard touchdown. So it's brilliant. It's a brilliant strategy to reverse it like that. And instead with the defense too, Martindale on that first drive against the Vikings, go zone. I'm like, what are you doing? You don't go zone all year. Now you decide to play a fucking zone and they score on the first drive. But all of a sudden, they ain't scoring as easy anymore.
Hmm.
Justin Jefferson held to way below 100 yards a game. I was like, I'm not going to argue with this man ever again. I'm going to be patient. I'm going to be patient with him and just say, oh, okay,
What like
okay,
what he's been really good at doing is that yeah, he comes out with a game plan, but if it doesn't work, he's able to adjust on the fly. And he's
yeah.
been able to do that in all these games. That's why we've had so many close games because we might be losing, but he's able to adjust and we get right back in it.
And you got the one thing the Giants have been phenomenal at is we might let them get inside the 10, inside the 15, but then we hold them to field goals. That's what they've done all year. I mean, that's the complete opposite of everything we've done in the past 5 years. So that's a great thing. So that's going to be our Saturday night game. Switch to Sunday afternoon, the 3 p.m. game. Where is my luscious little banner? Here we go. I think this is going to be the game of the week, the game of the weekend. This is the game everybody wants to see. It's the Bengals at the Bills. Buffalo is favored by 5.5. Dave, where are you going to go? This is a rough one.
It
Both teams,
is.
both teams didn't do what they were supposed. Well, they won, but they didn't dominate like we thought they were going to.
Yeah, exactly. And then we still have this kind of like up in the air thing from week was it 17
Mm-hmm.
of where everything happened with Damar Hamlin and the game just got canceled. We don't know an outcome. We don't have like where this is going. It looked like the Bengals were looking to win that game. However, I just think right now, taking that into account, everything that happened that day, I think the Bills win this one. I think they will beat the Bengals this time.
Covering the spread.
I'm not taking that spread. I'm not.
Yeah. Me too. And the reason I'm going to go with the Bills, not only because they're at home, um, I think the Bengals are having a little trouble with their O line. They're a little banged up. They're a little injury prone right now. They're a little shaky. Um, but then again, they've had O line problems for 2 years, and they went to a Super Bowl last year, but they're a shaky O line. So what the fuck do I know? But I think it's going to hurt them a little bit more this week. So I also am going to go with the Buffalo Bills to win this game
The
and set
way,
and set up the Atlanta. Where's it going to Atlanta? Right? Yeah, the
yeah,
Atlanta AFC Championship game, which my brother-in-law supposedly already bought tickets for. So
yeah.
we'll see. We'll see if that's going to happen. But I think it's going to happen.
I mean, the way it's looking to me, it looks like your Super Bowl is looking like Bills Giants.
Well, we discussed that already.
that
It's not going to be good.
that household is gonna be rough there for you.
No, but you said I was perfectly honest. I said, look, I don't hate them at all. I have to root for them. My kid loves them. My in laws love them. They've been suffering for how many years now? It wouldn't kill me. I wouldn't like it, but it wouldn't kill me. It's not like losing to like the Jets or fucking Cowboys or one of those teams. So we'll see. But you know what? Let's not go until we get to that. Let's get to that bridge. Let's cross that bridge when we get there. Let's just see what happens.
Exactly.
All right, so we're both taking the Bills, and another interesting game, and again a rivalry game, a rivalry for years and years and years. You got Dwight Clark, you got Deion Sanders, you got all those teams, great games back in the day. Cowboys head to San Fran to take on the 49ers. The 49ers are favored by 4. 4. That's a trap right there if I ever heard one. 4. Uh,
Definitely.
Dave, who are you taking in this one? I mean, Cowboys didn't look good. Was that just a shitty Tampa Bay team, or are the Cowboys that good?
This is where I don't know. I feel like the Cowboys might be just trapping everybody. And I told you, I feel like the 49ers are beatable. Because I feel like Purdy he's been great. Don't get me wrong. But Alex Smith looked great too. And then when he was forced to throw deep third downs, he wasn't able to make them. I want to say 49ers, but something's telling me that the freaking Cowboys are going to win. Uh, yeah, I'm going Cowboys.
All right. So you
I
so you
hate it.
so you're picturing an NFC East NFC championship game.
Yeah, I mean we've been the strongest division basically the entire year, so why not make the NFC all East
Sure,
from least to
the
beast?
the Commanders were that close to making it too. That would have been crazy if that happened. Me on the other hand, I'm still a Brock Purdy believer, and only because I don't think Purdy has to be that good in this game. I think McCaffrey is good enough. I think Debo is good enough. Kittle is good enough, and that defense is redonk. I think we're going to see good old Dak throw a few interceptions. We're going to see Tony Pollard do his thing, but screw Zeke.
And
He just cleans up the mess. He doesn't do anything else.
he's gonna eat.
Yeah, he's going to eat all right. He better eat. So I'm going to take the 49ers to win this game. I think it's going to be relatively close, but I like the 49ers to win.
Yeah, I don't think it'll be like a Seattle game where they'll get blown out. I think it'll be down to the wire. That's why that -4 is, like you said, that's a trap. Vegas knows what it's doing.
And I mean, I know we're going to talk about. We're not going to talk about too much off season stuff though. But do the Cowboys re-sign Pollard with all the money they got invested in Elliott?
I mean, I feel like you have to.
I don't think so.
You don't think they'll re-sign him?
And I think I think he's going to go out next year and have a phenomenal year with the Buffalo Bills.
But the Bills already have so many damn running backs. They don't know what to
No,
do
but
with.
this guy is he's special though. I don't just joke because I hate Ezekiel Elliott. I honestly think he's a better running back than Zeke is.
I could honestly see Pollard going to like the
Zeke's a fullback to
Broncos.
me. Zeke is a fullback to me. He's not even a running back to me. That's just my personal opinion. But I said I think Pollard's going to go out, cash in, and make yeah, and do really good next year.
I'm saying if that does happen, I could see him going to the Broncos. They need a running back.
Broncos have a lot of problems though.
What's your
They have
favorite QB?
they have a lot of issues to deal with. Did you see real quick before we get out of here? Did you see the announcer who's wishing everyone get hurt?
No.
Wait, where'd it go? I think I had it right here somewhere. Let's see if I still have it.
But why you do that? The boss
No, the boss.
did send us
Oh,
his teaser of the week. So
oh,
just in case for you gambling folks out there,
few degenerates.
he he put two out there. He put one for brain and one for heart. So brain was to tease the Chiefs to 3 points. So from their -9 plus three, and tease the Eagles down to -1.5. Now his heart says to tease the Chiefs again to three. He's very confident on that one that they're gonna win and preferably by three more than three, or they won't lose by more than three. And then the Giants to plus 13 and a half. That's a lot of points, boss. 13 and a half. I think we'll
That
cover
is.
that, but 13 and a half. Sheesh.
Yeah, he's also got his kids' wiffle ball team. He teased that with the World Marble Championships and the Cowboys. That's what
And
he does. That's just what he
the
does.
the Mrs. A to Z.
Yes, exactly. That's exactly what he does. But hey, you do what you got to do. That's all good. It was a Cowboys announcer wishing, but I'm not going to get mad about it because I've said more horrendous stuff about the Cowboys. But the Cowboys, he the announcer said basically, I hope McCaffrey gets a hamstring or a knee or I hope he gets hurt or something. I've said way worse.
But you're not an announcer.
That's true. I'm not an
There's not
announcer on a
millions of
nation.
people listening to you.
How do you know? You don't know where we go. We might People might be listening to us all over the world right now, Dave. We don't know.
Well, I guess yeah, in that aspect you're right, but I mean like you're not on national television. We're on
Okay.
YouTube and
Okay,
Facebook.
I guess so. I guess you're right. But I've said way worse about the Cowboys. Way and the Red Sox. Way worse than what he said. But yeah, basically he's on the air praying for McCaffrey to get a hamstring or a knee or something like that so they can win their game.
And he still has a job?
He still has a job.
Oh, people have been fired for less.
That's true. Absolutely true.
Wow.
Want to do the wrap up? You can do the wrap up. Let's do the wrap up.
All right. So well, those were our famous picks of the week. Timmy, you have anything for the viewers at home to say?
Tomorrow night, A to Z. That'll be a fun show tomorrow night. I think we're inviting guests on. I don't know who he's going to have. He also has something weird he wants to do. He hasn't told me what it is yet. He wants to surprise me. Those are always fun.
That sounds like an A to Z show that you do not want to miss.
So those are always fun. Dave, you should pop it on if you got nothing going on tomorrow night. I think we're going to go on late again. I think.
I was supposed to because I was gonna get hint. We were supposed to do the Miss A to Z. However, I forgot that I was reminded on the next day on Monday that I'm actually out of town tomorrow
That's
until
okay.
Monday. So then I told Eric, I was like, hey man, unfortunately I can't make it because I will be out of town. So maybe that's why he came up with whatever surprise he has going.
Well, we'll save Miss A to Z then for the next one that you can be
Yes,
on. But yeah, we're doing that tomorrow night, and then next week is all over again. Um,
Monday Grannies.
and next week we'll have two wrestling shows. One will be just too sweet. Other one will be the Royal Rumble preview, where we are going to draw
Oh,
our Royal Rumble numbers.
I was like, wait, it's already the Royal Rumble next week. I got scared for a second.
Yeah, so but we're gonna do our Royal Rumble pool.
Wait, so do you already know everyone that's gonna be in it?
I am going to send that tweet out tomorrow in our group, and then I'm going to send a couple people, who watch the show, our heavy duty fans, will get a shot at making it. I'll give everybody two picks each for each Rumble to start, and then I'll start offering picks as they go on because it's 60 picks we got to get rid of. So,
That's right. So,
you
well,
know,
let me know, cause I'm gonna look into doing that simulation thing we talked about on WWE 2K. So just let me know who's there, just so I can look at a picture of them and do my best to create a superstar.
I wish I had the whole camera thing where it takes your
Or you can just
picture.
take a picture.
Yeah, that'd be pretty funny. I would have did that already. I would have had all of us in there already if that was the case. So, yeah, so I think we're going to start with two picks each Rumble, so four picks each person, and then we'll see what happens, how much picks are left, and who wants one, and we'll go from there. And then I'll do the drawings live for the Royal Rumble preview. I will do the drawings live and show you the names, so you know I'm not cheating and giving myself the good numbers. So
The
how do
numbers that
you
always win.
like one, two, those are all mine because you know who's going to win one or two or 27 through 30. You know, that's if it's going to be like a big guy. Yeah, so that's next week. That should be fun.
Yep. And then next Wednesday, he stomped you out once again. We'll be talking about Giants Eagles and again, knock on wood, hopefully a NFC Championship game. And then we'll be back here on Thursday for Unsportsmanlike Conduct.
Word. It should be fun.
All right. Any last words to me?
I got nothing.
All right then.
I am a blank.
Well, everyone have a good football Sunday, division rounds, and go Giants.
Word. Where's the
The outro?
the outro video on this one?
No, just pose and style Vogue a little.
It's not in this one. Oh well, so we're just gonna say